Welcome to Catholic Charities, City of Elmira workshop, the online version. My name is Amy Bell. I'm a HUD certified senior housing counselor and supervisor to the Housing Counseling Services Department. I've been with Catholic Charities now since 2009. Before that, I was in a small nonprofit organization called Trehab for 2 years. That covered Bradford and Tioga County in Pennsylvania. Karen, who is also going to be one of the presenters for this workshop, has been a housing counselor for almost a year. During this workshop, you're going to hear from experts about credit, Mortgages 101, the legal aspect of it, and the inspection, what to look for in your first home. The First-Time Homebuyers Program was started in 1994. It has grown to assisting over 450 families to purchase their first homes. It is based on a prototype that was being introduced in Buffalo, New York. People were interested in home ownership, but could not save up 20% to put down at the time. So this program was created. The program is funded through CDBG funds, Community Development Block Grant funds. Elmira is considered an entitlement community because of the low to moderately low income families. Home funds are also used. Our funds are through the City of Elmira. So if you're interested in our grant program, you do have to purchase in the City of Elmira because that is where our partnership is. What you will be learning during this workshop: the pros and cons of home ownership, credit reports and how they're scored, how to improve credit, disputing info on credit reports, budgeting and saving for a home, how much home can you afford, resources for home buyers, who's who in the home buying process, inspectors, bankers, and lawyers, mortgages, and new responsibilities of home ownership. Before you get started, take a moment and think about what you want to get out of the workshop. We have heard in the past, improve your credit, renting versus owning, just the grant itself, how to get a mortgage. The good news is you're in the right spot. You will learn about all of these during the workshop. Also, please know that anytime you have any questions during this program, please write it down and email me. The question is benefits of renting versus benefits of owning. With renting, when it breaks, you can call someone to fix it. Is your yard mowing and snow removal included in your rent? Will you be relocating in the next few years? It is harder to sell a home than it is to give a landlord 30 days notice. And you are just paying rent to live somewhere. Whereas owning, you're building equity. Equity is how much your house is worth minus how much you owe. And the equity goes up every year. If something breaks though, even the day after closing, it's your responsibility. The yard work is yours too. Our goal is to not talk you into home ownership. You will have to decide what's best for you. Now take a sheet of paper and write down renting versus owning and make your own pros and cons list. Steps of the First-Time Homebuyer Program. These are steps that you will need to take in order to go through to get the grant through the City of Elmira. You're going to go through a pre-application. You're going to fill out your intake form and some disclosures. We're going to determine eligibility for you, and we use the HUD income guidelines. We can order a credit report for you because that's something that the city will want. And that's something that you can obtain through Catholic Charities. You can complete the pre-purchase workshop through us, which you're already doing right now. And then we get together. If you want to apply for the grant, we will need your credit report, 3 months worth of pay stubs, 3 months worth of bank statements, all other income, a completed spending plan, 2 years worth of taxes and W-2s, all filed as schedule, rental verification, which is a form that we provide for you, and employment verification, which is also a form that we provide for you. And then if you don't have all your documentation at the first meeting, we can get back together. Also, we're going to talk about your pre-approval. We use local lenders as best practice. And so we will need a copy of your pre-approval letter to submit to the city. Once your application is completed, we can present that to the City of Elmira. Once your grant is awarded, we have a meeting with the community development staff, and we do what is called a roundtable, where we get together and the City of Elmira representative explains to you the responsibility is to be a homeowner in the City of Elmira. Also, just like I said, your grant letter is awarded to you, and you do have 6 months to shop for a home after that. After that meeting, you are free to shop for a home. You can contact a realtor, or you can do for sale by owner, known as FSBO. That's certainly up to you. The next thing is to make an offer. That's where the realtor is going to come in. But if you do a for sale by owner, you will want to contact an attorney to write up the purchase offer, which is certainly okay. Once the offer is accepted, you will notify us that you will need the property inspected. We include in this program 1 inspection. So you have to make sure, you have to go through the house a couple of times and make sure it's the house you want, because you only get 1 inspection. Once the offer is accepted and the inspection is okay, you take the signed purchase offer to the lender, and we will also need a copy as well. Commitment for mortgage received from your lender. We will need your commitment, because at that point you're approved for the mortgage, the home is approved for the mortgage, and they will write you out a commitment. And we will need a copy of that. You've got to let us know of the closing date. The closing date is set by the attorney. Before your closing, you'll want to secure 1 year of homeowners insurance. After you close, which is held at the attorney's office normally, you become part of our homeowners association, which is the post-purchase counseling. You must attend 6 meetings within the first year. The grant stays on your property. It's a lien that stays on your property for 5 years. The mortgage is also a lien on your property. So you have the first mortgage as a lien, and then our grant as the second lien. Your minimum contribution is going to be the $1,500, and that's going to be used towards your transaction. So that's going to be used when you make the offer on your property. That can also be used when you secure your homeowner's insurance. So that's how that money is distributed.
Hello, my name is Karen Wheeler, and today I'm going to talk to you about the benefits of homeownership, how to budget, and also foreclosure prevention. I'm going to start with the benefits of homeownership. What are some of the benefits of homeownership? Build wealth. You build equity or ownership in your home in 2 ways. Through appreciation, when your home goes up in value over time, and by paying down your loan balance through monthly mortgage payments. For an example, if you purchased your home 5 years ago for $150,000 and you made a $15,000 down payment, you started out with a $135,000 mortgage and $15,000 in equity. Let's say that over the 5 years you have paid down $8,000 in loan principal, the amount that you borrowed, through monthly mortgage payments. If your home were appraised for $180,000 today, you would have $53,000 in equity. which would be $180,000, which was the value, minus the $127,000 remaining on your loan, which equals the $53,000 in ownership. Tax savings. Mortgage interest and property taxes are deductible. This means you do not have to pay income taxes on the amount of your earnings that you use to pay mortgage interest and property taxes. You will have pride of ownership. You can make improvements to your living space and benefit from the increased value to the property. You will have security and equity. As long as you make your payments, you can't be evicted or have your rent raised. Home equity is the current market value of your home minus what you owe. Home equity can be a long-term strategy for building wealth. This is unlike virtually every other asset purchased with a loan, such as vehicles, which lose their value while you pay them off. Build good credit. A good credit rating is important for many reasons. One of the best ways to build a strong credit history is through on-time monthly mortgage payments. Some responsibilities of home ownership are on-time mortgage payments. Late or missed mortgage payments can result in high late fees, damage to your credit rating, and in the worst case scenario, foreclosure. Be sure you are prepared to make full on-time payments. Build up an emergency savings fund to cover your mortgage payments in an emergency. Property taxes. Depending on where you live, this can be a significant annual expense. If you do not pay your property taxes, the local government could put a lien on your property, meaning that they would receive the past due taxes with penalty fees when you sell your home. Insurance. This is another required expense that you must plan for. Repairs and maintenance. As a homeowner, you do not have a landlord to call when the water heater breaks. You will have to pay for all repairs out of your own pocket. You will also want to maintain your home, keep up with the landscaping, clean the gutters, paint, re-roof, etc., so that it retains its value and you avoid bigger, more expensive problems that result from allowing a home to get run down. Purchase own appliances and equipment. When you buy your home, it may not come with all the appliances you need. Even if it does, you will have to replace them as they wear out. Also, you will most likely need certain supplies and equipment, such as a lawnmower, a ladder, a garden hose, that you may not already own. Spending plan. Do you have one? Make a budget and stick to it. Do you know where all your money goes? Do you know how much money you spend on things like going out to eat or buying clothes? Most people don't. Are you one of those people who just prays every day that you don't overdraw on your bank account? Are you living paycheck to paycheck or paycheck to 2 days before paycheck? Go back through your checkbook or bank statements for the last year and write down how much you spend in each category. You may be surprised at how much of your money is wasted on things you weren't even aware of. Be a conscious consumer. When you go to the grocery store, do you have a list? Do you look at the price? Do you use coupons? There are many online resources and apps that can help you be more focused on what you are actually spending. Don't sleepwalk through life. Be aware of every single cent you spend. Who needs your money more? You or Dunkin' Donuts, or McDonald's, or Kohl's, or Target? Balance your checkbook. I record everything I purchase. In fact, sometimes my friends make fun of me because I'm always whipping out my checkbook to record everything I spend, whether it's at Target, the gas station, McDonald's, or anywhere else. These days, most people just rely on looking at their bank balance online or on their phones. But if you only do that, then it allows you to not care about what you're spending in the moment. But if you hold yourself accountable by recording everything, then you will not overspend or overdraw your account. Have a plan and a vision. Do you ever ask yourself, where did that money go? If you have a plan and budget, then you will know exactly where your money has gone. Commit to saving money. Commitment is everything. You can't do anything halfway. You can't sometimes do something and sometimes not. You have to be consistent and you have to stay the course.
Here are some budgeting apps that you can use if you do have a smartphone. Also, there's an exercise we would like you to do. Track your spending for the next 30 days. When you track your spending, it helps you realize that you do have what's called phantom spending. So let's say you start tracking your spending on a Wednesday, and you go back to Tuesday and you try to remember where you went and retrace your steps and what money you spent. Go back to Monday. It gets harder, doesn't it? So tracking your spending helps you eliminate that phantom spending and helps you tighten the gap between your spending money and your savings. Another thing that you can do is print off your checking account. Everybody has debit cards now. When you print out your checking account, highlight any time you went through Dunkin' Donuts or went to a convenience store or ordered pizza. Add it up, and it does add up. How much are you spending that you could cut that spending and put it in your savings account? Home ownership is just how bad you want it. And if you do the tracking your spending, you may identify where your money is going, whether it be ordering pizza, as we said, going through Dunkin' to buy that couple dollar cup of coffee, or, that $5 sandwich at Burger King. Do you need that? Where you could perk your coffee at home for pennies, pack your lunch, or plan on having a meal at home, putting things in a crock pot, making a meal plan so you have a plan ahead so you don't spend money. There's also another way to save some money, having no spend days. That's the days that you have gas in your car, you have perked your coffee, you've taken your lunch to work that day, you've also have something in the crock pot for dinner or have something planned to put on the grill. That is a no spend day. Try to do one day at a time, then do 2 no spend days, and then try 3 no spend days. You'll see that your checking account is adding up and that you don't have to spend that much money.
I would be doing a disservice to you if I didn't spend a couple of minutes going over what a foreclosure is and why it's important to avoid one. A foreclosure is a situation in which a homeowner is unable to make mortgage payments as required, which allows the lender to seize the property, evict the homeowner, and sell the home as stipulated. Here are 10 tips to avoid foreclosure. Number 1, don't ignore the problem. The further behind you become, the harder it will be to reinstate your loan and the more likely that you will lose your house. Number 2, contact your lender as soon as you realize that you have a problem. Lenders do not want your house. They have options to help borrowers through difficult financial times. Number 3, open and respond to all mail from your lender. The first notices you receive will offer good information about foreclosure prevention options that can help you weather financial problems. Later mail may include important notice of pending legal action. Your failure to open the mail will not be an excuse in foreclosure court. Number 4, know your mortgage rights. Find your loan documents and read them so you know what your lender may do if you can't make your payments. Number 5, understand foreclosure prevention options. There's valuable information about foreclosure prevention options and they can be found at www.fha.gov, or you can always reach out to one of the housing counselors at Catholic Charities. Contact a HUD-approved housing counselor. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development funds free or very low-cost housing counseling nationwide. Housing counselors can help you understand the law and your options, organize your finances, and represent you in negotiations with your lender if you need this assistance. Catholic Charities is HUD-approved and the services for foreclosure prevention are free. Number 7, prioritize your spending. Keeping your house should be one of your top priorities. Review your finances and see where you can cut spending in order to make your mortgage payment. Look for optional expenses, cable, memberships, entertainment that you can eliminate. Delay payments on credit cards and other unsecured debt until you have paid your mortgage. Number 8, use your assets. Do you have assets? A second car, jewelry, a whole life insurance policy that you can sell for cash to help reinstate your loan? Can anyone in your household get an extra job to bring in additional income? Even if these efforts don't significantly increase your available cash or your income, they demonstrate to your lender that you are willing to make sacrifices to keep your home. Number 9, avoid foreclosure prevention companies. You don't need to pay fees for foreclosure prevention help. Use that money to pay the mortgage instead. Many for-profit companies will contact you promising to negotiate with your lender. While these may be legitimate businesses, they will charge you a hefty fee for information and services your lender or a HUD-approved housing counselor will provide free if you contact them. Number 10, don't lose your house to foreclosure recovery scams. If any firm claims they can stop your foreclosure immediately, If you sign a document appointing them to act on your behalf, you may well be signing over the title to your property and becoming a renter in your own home. Never sign a legal document without reading and understanding all the terms and getting professional advice from an attorney, a trusted real estate professional, or a HUD-approved housing counselor.